travelers. Welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and welcome back to our game, Broken Universe. Should be session 5. We're still in the single digits, so it's fairly easy to keep up with the numbers. But we're going to be starting up soon. First, we have to do, like we always do, a disclaimer and announcements. Always takes less than 5 minutes. You can time me. Here we go. As far as the disclaimer, this is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults, that sometimes use adult language. You have been warned.
Thanks, Dad.
There you go.
Someone's covering.
Father has spoken.
Good guy, Kane.
Yeah. Also, we have Patreon going for both Black Dragon Gaming and the Inn of Planar Crossroads. The Inn of Planar Crossroads, when we reach $50 a month, we're going to give away a rulebook of the individual's choice, the winner's choice. When we reach $100 a month, we're going to give away a Pathfinder Playtest collectible rulebook, the special edition, still in the plastic if you want it in that. So if you want the pleasure of the as the plastic comes off, you can have it. So that is that. The Black Dragon Gaming channel is still trucking away on its goals and such, so they're
we do what we can.
What they can has been done.
Yeah, it is.
So they're going to be pretty busy. Let me see. The next subscriber appreciation one shot is fast approaching. We are getting fairly close to 400, so that means that Colin will be running his game that he's been teasing us with this whole time, ever since before the 200 one shot. He's been alluding to it and all that, so it should be hilarious to watch. Let's see, that, and then we have the we have our monthly giveaway for our Patreon. Now, the Patreon giveaway, you have to be Giant Tier or higher, and you are qualified for that. The Giant Tier or higher will get you into that, and it is going to be, let me see, last month, when this comes out, it will be September. So last month, we gave away a Hero Forge Mini, or at least part of the way towards it, if you didn't just want to go with the one we got. But this month, I'm not sure yet. I'm not quite sure what we're going to give away. I usually don't know the first week of the month. I decide afterwards. So if you have suggestions, you can always leave them in the comments below. Final announcement is that we have our audiobook that's going to be coming out. I'm going to probably start releasing the things we have done so far starting this month. Like when this comes out, we're going to start in September this month, releasing some things. So hopefully that'll work out well, and things will be able to be released on a somewhat regular schedule. It's hard to get it all edited and put together and done one time and set up. But hopefully we'll be able to release it both on the YouTubes, which have already had uploaded and not set to public yet, but uploaded, and Podbean. There we go. And we should be able to have it at both places for people that want to listen. So, all that said, that's the end of our announcements. Anything else before we start, guys?
Nada.
Sounds like no.
No. All right. So, when last we left our heroes, they were in the fabulous establishment called the Sexy Wizard. And the Sexy Wizard had allowed them to room and board inside the Sexy Wizard. They came right into him and got it all set up.
Do you have to say it like that?
Apparently he does.
Well, it was a very hard journey for them, so but they made it to Oxrock, basically, is what we're saying, and started lodging at the Sexy Wizard, which is an establishment run by a very buff, well-oiled wizard.
Perpetually oiled, some would say.
Perpetually oiled wizard with a Snagglepuss voice. So there you go. It was I was challenged mainly by myself to find an NPC that voice would work for, and I feel like I succeeded. But if you disagree, leave it in the comments. They basically did all of the stuff they needed to do. They started to look around. They had to spend the first night, because they pushed, they made it to Oxrock, but they had to spend the night at the gates because with stuff going on at Milcian and the shadow being over Milcian, tagline for the title of a past episode, they had to wait and kind of be filtered in the morning. There was nobody entering at night because of what was going on there. After all of that was going on and happening, and they got that taken care of, they came in. They did hear a bit of some, not necessarily gossip, but they heard some guards talking about how one of the hirelings of one of the other caravans had disappeared in the night. But that was the only thing that had happened during that night. So nothing overly crazy happened aside from bonding between Cashew and the shared ward of Octarion, who has kind of shunned him now because he has kind of shunned Charlie Bucket now since he lied. But they kind of bonded, got some things set straight. Unfortunately, Mulgren is still comatose, and Charlie will probably be spending most of his time watching over him for this session so that you guys can focus on doing what you need to do. So is there anything you guys want to recap for the viewers that I have not yet?
Just that we got some hints as to where the container might be. Seems to be somewhere around the center of the city, a little bit past the guild hall, but we aren't quite there. It's a long ways away.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that was a lot of what we ended up doing last year. We sort of narrowed down the searchable area.
Last year?
We know that what we're looking for is very likely on the western side of town.
Yeah, central western side of town is what you guys kind of came up with.
Might have changed by morning, though. Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, I guess we'll have to check again then.
It's a never-ending cat and mouse.
No, it is if you're Colin.
All right. Well, when you guys lodged in the Sexy Wizard, you guys found that it was a fair time. It was a nice enough place. The public rooms were accessible, and you guys got to share that bunk bed type setup going on. No one had any problems in their own bed, and the night goes fairly well. Your roommate that you all have has gotten up, not necessarily early, but on time, and he had introduced himself. Well, technically, no one introduced any of themselves, but he got up and has started to ready himself for the day and get ready to go down for breakfast. Should any of you guys like to also do so, you may.
When he leaves the room, Jalurie is going to take a look in her bag with the stone given to her by the procurer and see if it's registering any differently than it was before, just briefly.
Okay. You wait till he leaves the room. He starts to go down and he says, I don't know about all of you, but I had a wonderful night. There are refreshments down below. The Sexy Wizard is apparently a good cook. So, you're all welcome to come down and sit with me if you like. It would be good to know all of the people that I am lodging with.
Yeah, all right. I could do with some breakfast. I'm not sure how I feel about him touching my food, but I guess I'll get over it.
I imagine that Jarrko gets up fairly early, considering he's outside.
Yeah.
So probably gets woken up by the early birds.
There's some stable hand.
Yeah. This blasted Mulgren is just terrible. Terrible to sleep with.
It's an awful pillow.
He keeps grunting so loudly. So yeah, he'll just leave him in the wagon, grabs his like trade rations, and walks into the tavern.
Okay. So, you walk in. Is this the first time that Jarrko would have walked into the Sexy Wizard, or did he go in when everybody else got a room?
No, he does not have the money to be there at all. No, he did not go in. So this is the first time.
Okay. You walk into this both luxurious and tacky place with the red velvet hangings and all that type of stuff. The tasteful though suggestive art on the wall, and you see from inside the kitchen area, Pika head out with this full bushy beard, like really fluffy, this very buff looking gentleman says, "Oh, welcome. You're a new face around here. Please sit down. We're going to be having breakfast soon."
Oh, thank you. I just had people up in your tavern.
Are you associated with the group that came in last night?
It depends on which group it was, but yes.
They were lovely people. They didn't want to indulge in any of the extras, but at least they paid appropriately. Now, sit down anywhere. It's a open room.
Oh, thank you.
You notice that he does give you an eye up and down. He doesn't try to hide it or anything. He just looks it up and down.
Yeah, he doesn't strike a pose, but he straightens himself just for a second and lets him indulge.
Okie dokie. All right. So that sounds like Cashew is heading downstairs for breakfast. Jarrko might get some breakfast as well, depending on what his funds look like. And anyone else?
Tibelda's also heading down for breakfast.
Yeah, Jalurie will too, but she's still waiting for this unknown guest to leave.
Okay.
Head down
He
first.
does
She's
head
sort
down.
of... Okay.
I'll go
Yeah,
down too.
he heads down. All right, so everybody goes down. Charlie Bucket follows Cashew. And
So did the gem look any different at all, or no?
It did not. It looks about the same. It's definitely got that whole bright light going.
Okay.
The intensity of the light does not seem to change via your experiences from yesterday.
Okay.
It's mainly the heat that changes the temperature of it.
So is it warmer then?
No, it doesn't appear to be. Seems to be
Okay.
about the same as it was.
All right. She will head downstairs and join everyone for breakfast then.
Okie dokie. So you guys head downstairs. Octarion said he's going down too. So they have kind of a standard fare. Eggs, sausages, blood sausage. They have a few things that you haven't really seen in this area necessarily. Like they do have some, it's not seafood, but it's lake food. From some lake food from up around you would assume the Lord's Valley Lake area. So it must have got in here pretty quick to still be fresh enough to use, but somehow he got it. So there's that on the menu.
I'll take like one of everything.
One of everything. The elf you guys spent the night in the room with says, "You seem to be very hungry. What is your name?"
Hi, I guess we didn't introduce ourselves earlier. My name is Cashew, and I am very large.
Bonjour, Cashew. You are very large. Oh, such a big man. He taps you on the shoulders, both sides, and kisses you on both sides of the face. Mwah, mwah.
Oh,
Good
friendly.
to meet you. Why don't you all sit down at my table? I have nothing to do today this morning, so I will treat you to breakfast myself.
That's very generous. I think we should take advantage of that generosity. Because most of you people are broke.
That's terrible to hear. Terrible to hear. No one should be without money. Come sit down, have a wonderful drink with me. Do you drink in the morning? Because if
I
you
mean,
do,
is there an inappropriate time to drink?
not for
Tibelda has the
me.
same question.
'Cause I don't think there is.
I like these people already. Come, around for all the friends. And he would introduce himself to everybody as Adam Artulus, the second trade son of the Tulis family.
Just get all my notes in order so I can write down this snake's name.
All right.
Snakes don't buy you breakfast.
What is that?
Snakes doesn't buy you breakfast.
Yeah. Nice guys buy you breakfast.
I mean, what is a snake? But someone disguised as a nice person.
All right.
So Jalurie probably wouldn't recognize the name Tulis, so it does sound similar. But that's meta knowledge.
Tulis is not a very common name. So you're not. It's not one that you would have heard of. Even looking back into your family history, it would not be a name that you're familiar with.
Gotcha. Okie dokie.
So you
Second
guys,
trade son of what?
second trade son of the Tulis family, Toolus.
All right.
All right. So the sexy wizard, apparently likes to do most of the stuff around here himself. You see that based upon what's going on in the kitchen, he seems to have some kind of automated, not necessarily automated, but magical system set up where there's preset things that he can just tap on stuff and then make it do. Like he's got you see him as he opens the door, just taps the spatula, like flings it into the air with a flip of his a swat of his wrist, and it seems to dance up into the air and start flipping pancakes and eggs, which are also available. Pancakes.
Yes. French toast.
Well, he actually doesn't have French toast, but if you would expound that on him from Norton's way, he might make it.
Nah. Nah.
No,
Nah.
you don't want to tell him how to make elf toast? Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Pancakes.
Pancakes it is.
Pancakes, eggs, and bacon.
Fair enough. So you guys enjoy your breakfast. You may discuss what's going on. Tulis does seem kind of interested in what you're doing. You know, like if interested as anybody would be.
See, I have to tell you, it was a terrible night. Mulgren was like passing so much gas. It was like
Why did you sleep in the wagon with the farty dwarf?
I tried to push him off the wagon, but you know, he's like, nah, he's too heavy.
I suppose he's wearing that stone breastplate.
Right. Luckily, I could use the tent. It was very helpful. It really did a lot for my sleep there. But it took me like an hour or two to figure it out.
Oh, I would have much rather been in your position than here. She's saying that sort of quietly, so Snagglepuss doesn't hear.
You would have rather slept in the farty dwarf tent?
No, the tent was not farty. It was outside.
It's
Who?
probably
Wait,
worse
no.
than
Okay,
all
so
our
were
stuff.
you in the tent? Did the tent contain the farts, or were you in the tent?
Right, so we were both sleeping on the wagon.
Is there a tent? Is there a death trap full of farts in that wagon?
No, it's just no. I mean, it might have like stained the cover. I don't know. You know, it was like terrible.
Singed nose hairs and everything. You know, it was bad. But,
Yeah.
no.
I had to light a candle like 5 times.
The third candle blew up.
I was surprised as you.
That's why Jarrko doesn't have any eyebrows anymore.
Oh, fair.
Adam's impression of Jarrko just sounds like Nelson Mandela.
I was walking along the street.
I was surprised as you. Don't know.
I tried to sleep in the wagon. But Mulgren's farts were so bad.
All right. So, brings you to Oxrock.
Who's he? Is he talking to one of us in particular? Or?
Well, I mean, he looks at Cashew because Cashew's been the most friendly, but he kind of directs it at everybody.
No.
Yeah,
No one?
business.
One charisma character.
Okay. Yeah, we here to pick something up. I don't know what it is, but they gave us like little things, and they said to play. We're kind of playing like hot and cold with some sort of mystery package. I suppose we'll know it when we see it.
Oh, it is one of those missions, eh? Probably given to you by some jerk that doesn't even give you the details about what you're finding.
Yeah. No. Accurate.
You seem to know an awful lot about that.
Well, I was an adventurer for some time, but I had to retire.
I mean, the option was to either do that or kill 10 boars and then gather 4 hearts of the boars and then like 12 tusks of the boars after we've killed the boars.
But the balls just sound tedious.
Right. And it's like, you could just tell us that we need to gather the hearts and the tusks while we are killing the boars, instead of just like, oh, you killed the boars. Now you have to go and collect this for me.
Oh, oui, that sounds terrible. What kind of person would do that?
Who can say?
Just a monster, I tell you.
A lazy monster.
That sounds terrible. Thankfully, at least you'll have something to keep you interested. Or some little bubbles that look for what you are looking for. I myself am looking for something. I have not been to Oxrock for, decades at least. The things have changed around.
Are there any sites we should look for? Like sightseeing?
Well, they're all seem gone now. There is the guild hall, of course. You could go to the guild hall. I always found guilds so stifling, though.
Alright.
That is an opinion. I don't know. I guess you've never been to a guild before.
Oh, well, I could take you there and show you around. I don't think I have any pull anymore, but did I get? Should we go? It's breakfast has finished.
I don't know. We got a lot of work to do. We gotta find a mystery box from nowhere.
A mystery box from nowhere. Well, to be honest, I have nothing better to do. So, the mystery box from nowhere I could help with Oh,
All right. What's that? What's
Yeah,
that
man.
sense motive in second edition again?
There's no such thing.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's
he has to
bundled
lie
into
against
something.
your DC.
It's
He
a
has to
perception
lie.
check over his over his deception DC.
Deception versus
It's
deception.
only if he's decepting you, though.
Perception versus deception.
Oh, perception.
I thought
That's
the
well.
point is
That's
not
I'm much
lying.
worse than that.
But you can still like if you want to get a hunch off him or something.
Much better at deception. All right. Oh, 9.
He seems on the up and up. Like he
I
doesn't have.
trust him. He seems like a good dude. Definitely not up to anything. Totally not gonna steal whatever we're
Dude.
looking for.
Did you flip the coins?
I did not flip the coins. I actually put the coins away. Hold on. You guys keep talking merry while I consult the divines.
Right. I don't know. Like, you must be awful bored if you want to go and find a box with us. But I'd say you are welcome to come with us.
I'm looking for something too, but I honestly have no idea where to start. So, looking with other people that are looking for things seems like the best way to start to look for things.
What do you happen to be looking for?
An old friend, but unfortunately, he has died, and I am looking for his burial place. But it happened so long ago, and I did not make it down here in time for the burial, that I'm afraid he may have been covered over.
That sounds like a terribly difficult thing to look for.
He's no one.
You don't have any clues or anything.
Just my memory. I know that there are places. If I could get on the top of something, I could probably start to pick out the landscape, but other than that, I'm not sure how much I can know until I get up there. This is my first time back, after all.
I'm sure you could ask the guards if you may climb the walls.
Unos?
Cashew's looking at a pile of coins in his hands. It's the same 3 coins. He doesn't show them to anyone. I mean, they're not hidden or anything, but he doesn't show them to anyone. He just sort of looks at them and then puts them back in the bag where he keeps them.
All good?
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty much what I thought. They're still there.
Right. So, shall we?
Certainly. It seems to have started raining, so unless you are allergic to the rain, we may move forward.
Never mind.
No, let's just sit in here and talk stories.
Yeah, no, there's a joke about being wet in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna make it.
Oh, did someone say something?
Nope, no, I didn't.
Oh, I thought I heard my name.
That you should go to a doctor for ears.
Is your name Wet?
Oh, it may be.
You can call me whatever you like.
Yes. But should I expect you back for tonight?
I suppose that really depends on whether or not we find what we're looking for.
Oh,
If we
Well-
run out of luck, you'll see us again. But we may not, depending on how quick we get done, we might not have to come back. I mean, we might not. It may not be necessary to return.
well, should I save the rooms or no?
Do we have to pay for them in advance?
If you want them held, dear, it would have to be.
I'll take my chances. I will put my sleeping place in the hands of fate.
All right, big boy. If that's what you want.
That is what Cashew wants. Yes.
What about you, you strong, strapping-looking dwarf?
Oh, I'm good.
Brooke.
Oh, well, I'm sure arrangements could be made, but if you insist. What about the ladies? No? Yes? There's always a place for lovely ladies.
I think we'll take our chances.
Oh,
Jalurie nods.
Yes, we're all a group of gamblers.
apparently. Save for the horseman there.
Who's already out the door because we have stuff to do.
Okay.
Well, do come back if you get the chance, sexy wizard. You know where to find me.
Yep, can't
Yes,
forget
we
it.
do.
Impossible to miss.
Oh, I thought he called me a sexy wizard, but no. Okay.
Nope, that's the name of the establishment. There's a big sign.
Right, it's just...
He is also clearly a wizard and covered in olive oil,
And muscle.
but mostly olive oil.
It's probably coconut oil.
Either or. It seemed very greasy to me.
Or the coconut oil. That'd get expensive.
Pretty much as soon as the door closes behind them, Jalurie looks at Jarrko. I think I'll stay with the wagon tonight if we have to.
Oh. That's plenty of room. I mean, we might have to kick off Mulgren.
You know what? I don't think he'll mind.
We can split the tent if it gets too cold.
Honestly, I would rather do that than go back in there.
Oh,
I don't
bad,
know.
huh?
It wasn't that bad.
The bed was very soft.
And kind of sticky.
Well, some people prefer it to be a little bit more firm.
All those beds were immaculately clean, thank you. At least as clean as
true.
prestidigitation can get them.
Yeah, it was more the shag carpeting that I was suspicious of. But Octarion liked it, so I either speak to the quality of the rug or the quality of Octarion.
All right. Well, the elf has made his way to the... He heard you guys talking about wagon, so he made his way to the stable ahead of you guys, because he did not want to stand out in the rain and talk.
I mean,
I'm already shirtless.
Little rain never hurt anyone.
There
But
you
I
go.
like to kill
Jalurie
you.
is letting the rain like wash the icky feeling off of her.
oh, honey, you're gonna need more than a cold shower.
Fetus position, just crying in the rain.
He was so hospitable, but so weird.
I'm conflicted, and yet I'm not. All right.
Yeah, we'll go get in the wagon, and while they're walking over there, Cashew will show Jarrko the coins he flipped earlier. It's 2 tails and a head. He doesn't say anything about it. He just shows them to you and puts them back.
It's like Mulgren good. That's not
Yeah,
very
Mulgren's
good.
in a coma.
Yeah, it's not very good now that I think about it. Might have to ditch him like sooner rather than later.
Are you Mulgren or the elf?
Both.
You think we can get him to take the other one?
I don't think Mulgren will take him.
That's correct. Cashew agrees.
All right. Okay.
Since
Yeah, we're gonna start following the beads again. We've got a general idea of where it is in the town.
yeah,
Yeah.
go west.
Go west, young man. Go west.
So, Yellow, since he doesn't seem to care about the rain, then you can take the reins.
I'd be happy to.
Oh, great. I'll sit under the tarp then.
So,
You guys did get a covered wagon, so
yeah. I gotta roll anything for that, or does it just happen?
for these animals, you guys, both Octarion and Jarrko, have animaled them with a critical success on Octarion. So they'll do basically what you need them to do. Now, if something gets crazy, I'll ask for a handle animal check, a nature check. But
All right.
other than that, so what we're going to do is we're going to use exploration mode. You guys are going to explore the city again, and we'll see what this day yields. So, is everybody kind of doing the same thing? Everybody's searching
Yes,
in the
it's
same
more
way?
of a like perception if we're for like looking, using the bead thing to hone in. I don't know.
Okay.